Okay, books, and more books. I've got a boatload of stuff to show you today. Pickups from early August. So I'm not going to waste any time yakking because I don't want this video to go over half an hour, otherwise I'll have to splice it and I can't be asked. So here we go. Right, now while I was pouring through the £1 section at Porcupine Books, who I told you about last time. Do pop over there, by the way, if you want some bargains. Yeah, the pound section, I came across this. And I remember Stephen at the Outlaw Bookseller mentioned Gary Kilworth, and the name must have sort of stopped, rolled around in there somewhere, stopped there. And when I saw his name on the list, I thought, and then I saw the title. I thought, what an absolutely brilliant title for a book, Theatre of Timesmith. So I put that on me to buy a list straight away. And I mean, it's in lovely condition as well. Say for £1. I don't think there's many printings of that one, but yeah, I was absolutely delighted with that. That is an Unwin book, and I must admit I haven't seen many of those in my travels. Right, now these were a little bit more expensive. I think £2 or one was £3 because they're in nice condition. But yeah, these the Badger books, they're the really old early 60s series. You can see they're numbered, which is why I'm collecting them. And I think that one was a couple of quid. It's not it's not the best condition. A lump at the bottom there, but I mean, I read that many moons ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I was delighted to get an old Badger version of it. And then I think this one was a little bit more expensive because it's in particularly nice condition, slight spine roll there, but nothing to worry about. And it's an early one, number 36. These are from, where are we? Oh, that's from 1960. So that's that's really early. That Who I just showed you must be from 59 because it's an earlier number. And then I think this one was a couple of quid because it's it's still in pretty decent condition for an old book. One will be about 61, I would imagine. But yeah, I mean these are hard to find on eBay. People are charging the earth for them. So, to get those for a couple of quid each, quite happy. Then, now, when I read a lot back in the 60s, 70s, I used to, I told you before, I used to read a lot of anthologies because I used to spend a lot of time reading on public transport and in London and lunch hours. And it's just easier to read short stories. So they're ones I remember very well. The Judith Merrill collections. To say these are all round about £1. There might be the odd one in particularly nice nick that's £2, but most of them are £1 each, which is crazy prices really for stuff that's this old. I mean that's 1970, so we're still going back a fair ways. I remember reading old Judith Merrill's best of SFs and what have you. Yes, I love them. Again, in very nice condition. Then here's another one. I mean, it's practically about the same era. It's practically mint, apart from a couple of very minor blemishes. These had strange numberings because I think they were originally American editions, and for some reason the English editions were were slightly different numberings, but yeah, I've got a few of those already. But now here's another one that caught my eye. Another anthology. I've never heard of this book. I mean, obviously I know Ian Watson well enough, the editor, but no, I've never ever heard of that. And it's an anthology based around paintings. The stories are based around paintings by the look of it. But yeah, I was delighted with that one because it's a real odd one. Again, for £1, you know, it's in very nice condition as well. And then I got a lot of old anthologies from the 60s. There's a nice one. That looks like, so we're looking here. Yeah, I was going to say that looks like a Richard Powers, and you can just see his signature. I like Richard Powers, you know, sort of a surreal science fiction paperback book artist. Really nice. So that one's from the 60s as well, judging by the look of it anyway. There's an old Panther. I don't really like these old Panther covers, but that one's not in absolutely splendid condition, but who cares? Certainly collectible. Don't think I've got any of that particular series. I don't think there was many of them actually, but yeah, I mean that's from '66, so you know it's got a good age to it. This was mostly anthologies that I picked up. Having said that, this isn't an anthology. Yeah, this is a newer printing with a Peter Jones cover. I love, excuse me, I love Peter Jones. So I was delighted when that one was amongst them. You know, lots of stellar names there. And that one I would think would be from the from the 70s. Okay, now another real old one from Coronet, because they've changed their motif now. Groff Conklin, I love that name. There again, you know, there's some big names there, and that I think we'll be going back to the 60s for that one. But again, you know, in very nice condition for its age, I have to say. Right, here's another one of those horrible covers from Panther. I mean, some people might like them. I'm not keen, but say this is a 60s. It's still got the pounds, shillings, and pence style of money. That's only us old blokes remember, you know. As I say, it's not in mint, but God, for its age, it's all right. And a lot of these black cover books get all messy finger marks and what have you, but that's quite okay. And yeah, here's a nice one, particularly nice cover. I saw on the latest Jules Burt video, he'd picked this up from a London book fair, and he loved that cover as well. Jules Burt, if you're not familiar, he's another YouTuber who does excellent videos on science fiction, and he'll give you a few tips on how to keep them as well, how to look after them. So that was that one. Again, that's got a 3 and 6pence on it, so that'll be 60s. Not in bad nick. Can't complain. Right, we'll just push those out the way so we've got a bit of room. Right, now this one I was a bit disappointed with, only because nobody would have known, but this is a door, and the numbering's within the Yellow Spine set that I'm collecting or trying to, which is a lot of books. but it's a later printing, so it's an ordinary door book without the yellow spine, but it's still worth keeping because it's in nice condition. I'm not keen on door later printings, but you have to get what you can get at these sort of prices. Right, here's a nice American anthology with a pretty awful cover, I have to say. But again, some big names on the front there. This is a McFadden Bartell, and that is from '66. Again, for its age, I mean, look at the nice condition of that, all for £1. I know I keep stressing that, but I just can't get over these prices of Porcupine books. They're crazy. Right, here's another nice cover. I think that's my good friend Richard Powers again. These surrealistic covers. Another McFadden Bartell, and that'll be from the '60s also. 6 Fingers of Time. Again, in very good condition for its age. Yeah, pleased with those. And there's another. That's actually an American printing, I believe, but it's got the Fawcett gold medal. Yeah, that's an American edition, but it's got the sticker on, so it's been distributed over here. 3 times Infinity. A nice cover there. I don't think that's Richard Powers, but it's certainly a nice cover. These American anthologies all tended to have excellent covers on them. So that is Ray Bradbury, Theodore Sturgeon and Robert Heinlein. So no mugs on that one. Right, there he is, a real old book. Mind Partner, I've never ever heard of this one. It's another collection, an American collection by Pocketbooks, and I would guess this is late 50s. Where are we? No, it's actually 63, but it looks older, and it's a smaller size as well. But yeah, pleased with that one. And there's another pyramid, American pyramid. Rulers and Men. Again, mid-60s, I would say, with a splendid cover and condition. So, happy. Right, it is a more modern one. As you can see there, best from fantasy and science fiction. That'll be the FNSF magazine digest. But I mean, look, it's absolutely splendid. I mean, it's got a little bit of a crease there, but certainly you might call it fine condition. And again, cheap. Right, here's a couple of nice ones. Those doubles. I haven't got many of these. Nice cover there. And then on the other side you've got lots of nice cover. Again, quite acceptable. You very often get these old Dose doubles in pretty beat up condition, but that is a particularly nice example, and this is an even better example because it's getting on for near mint, I would say. Oops, let's get it right. Yeah. That's a strange cover, isn't it? That one was distributed over here. I don't remember ever seeing these around. Maybe I was looking in all the wrong places, but I certainly don't remember. I remember this one very well, probably because of the daft looking cover there. But yeah, New Worlds of Fantasy. Terry Carr did a lot of nice anthologies. You know, he did the best of, one of the yearly best ofs, which are excellent. I've still got them. As I say, some good guys on there, and again, it's in pretty nice state. Right, here's another American McFadden Bartell. Shame about all the writing on the cover, because the artwork you can hardly make out. So again, it's very decent nick. And last but not least, now this one. I mean, this one looks mint to me. I mean, again, it's got to be from 60s, early 70s at the latest. And just look at that lineup. As I say, that is, if it's not mint, it's very near mint. Incredible stuff. Right, so that was everything from Badger Books, a nice little haul. You can get if you go over there, you can get a massive haul for next to nothing. Right, this was a little, I read a Brian Aldiss recently for my Reads, SF Reads series, and I saw a little batch online, so I thought I'd go for them. They weren't expensive, and mainly because there's a set that, I like this New English Library livery, and the artwork, I don't know who the artist is, I should have looked it up. But yeah, there was a set of, I think, 7 of these by Aldiss, all in this livery with the same artist, I believe. I've got Earthworks and I've got another couple here. I think I've got another one, but I mean, they're not hard to find, so I'm sure it's very nice condition. You can see a couple of the others down there. Which that one I've got, I'll show you. I think I still need those too. But yeah, that's a nice little series. So there's lots from eBay. Oh, I've got 3 there. So the artwork's all very nice on these. That one's a bit more used, but I ain't bothered. That one's a remainder. It's got the little remaindered mark. But again, I'm not bothered because it's in nice condition. So I think I've still got another 3 of those to find in that particular set. Right, this is a weird one. I don't know the reason for this, but I'll show you these together. Yeah, I mean, originally the book was called that. And I think the American edition was Cryptozoic, but then the English editions changed title as well. And they're both the same books, they've got exactly the same in them. But I don't know why the title was changed. But that's not in bad condition. I would imagine that is a 70s jobby. Oh no. First Spear Books edition, 69, so I'm not far out. And as I say, this is a later reprint from the 80s, I'm guessing anyway. So I've just kept both of them as a curiosity, really. Although, as I say, they're both exactly the same book. Then there was another couple of Aldises from the Corgi SF Collectors Library, which I'm collecting, of course. Anything with collectors on it is good enough for me. Anything with a number on it, good enough for me. But that's not numbered, but I've got a list of those. So, yeah, Barefoot in the Head. That is actually one of the harder ones to find. So, yeah. For what I paid for that, I was very happy. Actually, I already have a copy of that in American Ace, but I have to have it because it's in the library series, and that was the other library series. This one's not got the textured cover. A lot of these have got this, as you can see, this textured cover here, which you can see better when I turn it to the light. But this one is this one's completely clear. Show the further things. Again, it's not one that you see around very often. I mean, people sell these singly. Well, the books has got a load of them, but you never know what you're going to get. I ordered one from them, and it was advertised as this, and I got a completely different version of it. So, you know, beware if you're thinking of buying anything from World of Books. Right, here's a later Ordis. Nice cover. Unusual. That will be, yeah, short stories. Nice condition. The same with this one. That's another collection. That's a Golanx. So that will be quite modern, I would think. That one's from, 1989, so that is well past the era that I used to collect for. I think I stopped around about 84, 5, when the fantasy started to come. Now, I've already got a copy of that, but so it came with a bundle, so shame I've already got a copy because it's it's in particularly nice nick, but the copy I've got is an Ace. It's a pound lozenge, so I have to keep that one. But this one is in a lot better condition. But you can't actually even read this because the book is very badly. Well, I don't know what they call it. Very badly printed, if you like. In fact, you couldn't read it because the print goes way beyond what I'm showing you there. You would have to rip the thing apart to read it. So that was an oversight, I'm feeling. Right, now we move into the last few, which I should be able to get in before the half hour passes. Right, now these next lot are from my good pal Peter over at West Coast Book Addicts. If you haven't been over to see Peter, he does a very similar channel to mine. And we send each other any doubles that we've got, and Peter very kindly sent me a nice little bundle here, all gratis free. You can have a moan at that, can you? As I say, if you look up, go in the search bar and look up West Coast Book Addicts, Peter will be very pleased to see you. Right, so what do we get from Peter? I haven't got many Frank Herberts, apart from the June novels. I got that one as well because I love the cover. But that was the first one. Right, a Heinlein, which I don't have, in very nice condition. Never realised until recently how many books Heinlein did. Good, a chunk of them. I have Analog 2, so that's a nice addition. Analog 1 again. It's mint, absolutely mint. That'll be from the 70s. Excuse me. This is an interesting one. The new SF. Can't say I've seen this knocking around anywhere. It's an Arrow book. The trouble with these white covers, they get grubby very quickly. You can see the back there, but it's an occupational hazard with with white covers. And then I got sent my favourite things in the world, a pound lozenge, loving it. And this is a bonus, it's in very good shape. I have a few Frederick Pohl books now, but I don't have that one, and I don't have it in pound lozenge, which is good news for me. Yeah, it's another nice anthology, the early years. Another nice Peter Jones cover there. You see many yellow covered books. Nice. So it's in very nice condition also. Yeah, this is some of the earlier writers. A quick look: Eric Frank Russell, Frederick Brown, Kornbluth, H.L. Gold. You don't see enough anthologies with those old guys in. Right, now here's three in my. I collect these. I think there's about 30 of them. Now I can't get. I've got them all up to number 12, I think, apart from first printings. That is, apart from number 2. Peter had this American edition, so I thought, well, at least we can stick it in there till we find a first printing that's cheaper than the ones I've seen and in better condition. So that's a Bantam edition of it. New writings in SF, and then a couple of the later ones that I don't have, luckily for me. Number 18 and number 22. So I think that takes me up to about 23 out of the 30. So we're getting there. And then a Harry Harrison I don't have. Yeah, that's a novel with Chris Foss cover. Like a lot of people, I'm not wild about Chris Foss. I find a lot of his covers very samey, but I guess I dare say that's heresy too to a lot of book buyers out there. There's a very nice Year's Best, 72, in minty condition. Nice for its age. And there's one that doesn't give the year; it just gives the number. That's an earlier one. That'll be the Best SF 68 or something. But for some reason they numbered them and then they went to the year. So I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, another very nice condition one. And then last but not least, we have a continuation of Doc Smith's Lensman series. Z Lensman, not familiar, never knew that existed. That is the Bantam American edition, but yeah, I mean, I thought it certainly worthy of a keep. Right, guys, so that's my little haul for early August, a bumper crop, as you'll agree. Right, I've got to go. Thanks for watching and subscribing and commenting on. Still want more comments off you, by the way. And I will see you very, very shortly. Bye-bye now.